Hello everyone, let's start with our unit 2 and module 1, which is tense, active and passive voice. This is a whole unit, tense, active and passive voice. We will start with tense. So let's start. So in this presentation we'll study about tense, what is tense, what kind of tense are there, okay, and we will focus on past tense, okay. Now what are tenses? Tenses, first, it tells about a verb's time. What is verb? In unit 1 we studied that verb is an action that is being taking place in a sentence. Okay, so suppose I'm saying she was sleeping, so here verb is sleeping. Okay, and when and we are saying she was sleeping, it means that she was sleeping, वो सो रही थी. Okay, मतलब ये काम पहले हो रहा था. This work was this action was happening in the past. Okay, so it tells about a verb's time. Okay, then what kind of tenses are there? Present, past and future. So tenses help us understand whether something is happening now, has already happened or will happen in the future. Okay, so present, past or future. Something which is happening now is present, which has already happened past, and which will happen in the future is future, of course. Then language structure. Now tenses are essential for understanding the timeline of events in sentences and for conveying meaning effectively. Now if our tenses are correct in a sentence, then of course the understanding of the sentence will be clear and the comprehension will be clear. It will be clear that when the action is taking place. Okay. Now the importance of tenses in language. Okay, so first we are saying the importance of tenses. Why we use tense in language? Why we are using tense? We use tense in English also. We use tense in Hindi also. In Hindi we say that it is kal, bhutkal, bhavishya vartman kal. Okay, so why it is important in every language? Now first is contextual clarity. Tenses provide context by showing the relationship between actions and time. So what is context? It means the meaning of the sentence as a whole. So without the context, the sentence is nothing. We have to know the context of the sentence, what the sentence is saying to us. Okay, so tense provide us the relationship between action and time when the action is taking place. Okay, so in exam also you have comprehension. Okay, so when you are reading that comprehension, you need to know the tense. You need to know the tense. Okay, suppose some question is asked to you that it happened in the past. So how will you know it happened in the past? By reading the comprehension, you will see the words like was, were, or some year which has already taken place, some action which has already taken place. Then only you will understand the comprehension as a whole. Okay, so tense are very important in the contextual clarity. Then it is important for precise meaning. They help us understand the sequence of events and avoid ambiguity. Suppose you are watching a film, okay, and the film it starts from the birth of a boy, then the boy grows up, then he marries, then he gets a job. Okay, all these events are happening sequence wise. Okay, and even if they are not happening sequence wise, then also the movie tells us, you know, मूवी में लिख कर आता है ना 5 years ago, 5 years ahead. Okay, so these are, they are trying to help us with the clarity of the tense. Okay, but they are trying to give us the precise meaning. So the sequence of the tenses should be very correct to avoid ambiguity. What is ambiguity? Simply confusion. So to avoid the confusion, the sequence should be proper. Okay, then at last, for effective communication, obviously if you want to communicate effectively, you need to get your tenses right. Of uh, Otherwise then it will be ambiguous, of course, right? As I told, we will talk about one tense only in this PPT, and that is the past tense. So tense are of three types: past, present and future, and we will also go sequentially, and we will first talk about past tense. So talking about past tense, it is useful for three things. Okay, first is past actions. The past tense describes actions or states that have already occurred. Okay, so past tense is describing us the actions or state that has already occurred. We already know about this. Then completed events, some events which has already been completed. Suppose you were at your friend's wedding, so you will say I ate a lot at my friend's wedding. So this event, your friend's wedding, and your eating also, it already happened. Okay, so you said I was at my friend's wedding, I ate at my friend's wedding. You're using the past tense of the verb, you're using the past liquic verbs, action verbs. Okay, the past tense of every word. Okay, then at last, time travel. The past tense allows us to time travel in our head, not really. Okay, so in our head it allows us to time travel and to know and to remember the event again and to talk about that event again. Now, what will be the structure of the past tense? How we will make past tense? So there are two kind of verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Okay, so regular verbs are those verbs which are made in their past tense by joining two letters, just ed. Okay, so suppose if I say wait, so if we join ed and we say waited, it will be a past form of the root word wait. Okay, कि मैं इंतजार कर रहा हूँ, आई एम वेटिंग. ओके, एंड मैंने तुम्हारा बहुत इंतजार किया, आई वेटेड फॉर यू अ लॉन्ग टाइम. ओके, सो वेटेड, joining the ed after the word wait is the regular verb. Okay, in which we add, wait is a regular word in which we add ed and we transform the word into its past form. Okay, now there are some irregular verbs in which we cannot join ed and we cannot make it in past form just by adding ed. Okay, just for example, the word is see. Okay, see मतलब देखना. I am seeing you, मैं तुम्हें देख रहा हूँ. Okay, और मैंने तुम्हें देखा था, तब हम seed तो नहीं बोल सकते. seed तो कोई word होता ही नहीं है ना. तो हम क्या बोलेंगे? I saw you, मैंने तुम्हें देखा था. So there are some irregular verbs जिसमें हम ed नहीं लगाते हैं. There are some regular verbs जिसमें हम ed लगाते हैं. Now there are some examples of regular verbs जिसमें हम ed लगाते हैं. Examples are given as walk, जिसका past form होगा walked, talk, talked, play का played. Okay. Then there are some irregular verbs just like be. Okay, be, the past form of be is was and were. Okay, then go, the past form of go is went. Then see, I gave you the example of see, the past form of see is saw. And then do, the past form of do is did. Okay, next is how to practice exercises for the past tense. So practice these kind of exercises at home. Okay, like sentence completion. So you should have some filling the blanks kind of sentences, and then you can complete those sentences with the correct past form. Okay, then verb identification. You can identify the verbs, whether it is in past form or whether it is regular verb or irregular verb. Okay, and then story writing. You can write a full story in the past form. Suppose I give you a topic. Okay, I'm giving and you should write on your own. First day of your college or first day of your school. Okay, first day of your school. So you have to describe first day of your school. So it will be in past tense because already you already have studied in school. So the first day of your school you have to describe fully in past tense. Okay. So tenses are for global usage and for essential skill. So tenses are a universal feature of language found across diverse cultures and languages. So when we are talking about tenses, we already know that it is in every language, in every culture, and of course it has to be, because without tenses you would not know when the things are happening or when the things will happen. Okay. and then it is an essential skill. Mastering tenses is a vital skill for clear and effective communication, because even when you're writing an essay or you're writing any piece of work, even a novel or anything, you have to follow one tense. It is a big mistake done by so many people. They don't follow tense properly, but you have to follow one tense. Okay, thank you very much, and here we end past tense.